I am a CIA agent on record with the United States of America, and I noticed some flaws in the paperwork. Where it says arrest date and time, it says at 3 a.m., but where it says time booked, it says midnight. How was I arrested after I was booked? That's a motion for dismissal.
Morning, Your Honor. Good to see you. As always, Robert Ellman with and on behalf of Mr. Greenwood. Mr. Greenwood, can you please state your name for the record?
Daniel Lowell Greenwood.
We're still waiting on a competency.
That's my understanding, Your Honor. I have just been appointed to this matter just this week, but after speaking with Ms. Zenda, I do believe there is some kind of holdup with the competency evaluation.
Yeah, I have a January 7th letter that they're looking at for records. That's the last communication I have.
That's what the people have, Your Honor.
All right.
May I speak, Your Honor? No?
Sure. Go for it.
I am a CIA agent on record with the United States of America, and I noticed some flaws in the paperwork. Where it says arrest date and time, it says at 3 a.m., but where it says time booked, it says midnight. How was I arrested after I was booked? That's a motion for dismissal. That's all I have to say, Your Honor. And I will be pushing for wrongful incarceration.
Pardon?
I will be pushing for wrongful incarceration of a federal agent.
Okay.
Your Honor, Mr. Greenwood did discuss these things with me. I did tell him that we needed to wait for the results of the competency exam before we could move forward on any of those issues. However, I am.
And your legal assessment of that is correct.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
And like I said, I was just appointed. I guess to me, as I could see in the register of actions, it looks like the competency exam was ordered back in potentially July.
It was ordered a while back, and there's issue with some records. So what I'm going to suggest is that you contact the forensic center and try to see if they need a new order. I don't think they do, given the January 7th letter that was sent. I think they just are waiting on something before they can complete the evaluation. So what I will do is I'll adjourn this to March 27th. If we get a report before then, we can, of course, move up the date.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Competency hearing March 27th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day, Mr. Greenwood. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day, Your Honor.
All right, what are we doing?
Your Honor, we are here for an arraignment and a pretrial. For purposes of the arraignment, we have received a copy of the misdemeanor complaint. We went over it. We would waive its formal reading. Ask that you enter a not guilty plea on her behalf.
And then having waived formal reading, pleading not guilty, court will enter that plea.
Your Honor, it's my understanding today the defendant is going to plead guilty under HIDA. She is 20 years old. So she qualifies for HIDA. And
Hold for one moment. You got him. Thank you. All right, go ahead.
So it's my understanding she's going to plead guilty under HIDA today. She's 20 years old. She wants to proceed that way.
That's accurate, Your Honor.
May I have her sworn?
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, help you God?
Yes.
Go ahead and lower your hand. Say and spell your name out.
Olivia Ray, Olivia Ray.
All right. Ma'am, it is this court's understanding that you're going to be pleading guilty to the charge of retail fraud under the Pittsfield Township Ordinance. Your understanding?
Yes.
All right, that is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a $500 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And understanding all of that, do you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
And you understand that by pleading guilty, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes.
You signed an advice of rights form, is that correct?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
You signed an advice of rights form,
Yes.
is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Do you have any question regarding any of the rights on that form?
No, Your Honor.
Please look at paragraph 5. You'll see a copy on the podium. Those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand that by pleading guilty, you're giving up those rights as well as all the rights of that.
Yes.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
No.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today? To get you to plead?
No.
Has anybody threatened you or coerced you?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily
Yes.
of your own free will
Yes.
and because you believe that you are indeed guilty of this offense?
Yes.
I make a complaint again. On the date of March 29th, 2025, at the location of 2000 Waters Road, what did you do at the Target store that makes you think that you're guilty?
I walked in and I exited with a face wash without paying for it.
With what?
A face wash.
Face wash?
Mhm.
Okay. Store was open to the public at the time?
Yes.
You didn't have anybody's permission to take that property, did you?
No.
This property you took was offered for sale by Target?
Yes.
All right. Counsel, have I complied with the court ruling? Would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor, we're satisfied.
All right, court will accept the defendant's plea of guilty to this charge. Defendant is referred to probation for pre-sentence investigation and report. Sentencing in this matter,
June 25th at 9 a.m.
That works.
June 25th, 2025, 9 a.m. You haven't appeared before me, obviously, before. Are you in school?
Not at the moment.
But yes,
Well,
normally.
yes.
She just finished her
Sorry,
second.
it's the summer.
Your Honor, she's a second-year student at Michigan.
At Michigan? University of?
Mhm.
Sorry, you went to a second-rate school. It's okay, I'm a Maryland grad, so I have to just say that. All right. Go ahead, you were saying, so she's,
That's really it. We were going to ask for a personal bond, Your Honor. She's 20 years old. She is a full-time student. She's clearly off for the summer. She has taken this very seriously. Her parents were, her mom's here right now. Her dad was here this morning. We were mixed up on the time, but he was here and had to take off. But he did take off work and he was here. She has taken a extensive theft awareness course. She took a 16-hour course. I presented Mr. Seiler with a copy of that. So based on that, I would ask for a personal bond. And then I got to notify you of one thing. Oh, actually, she has never mind. We'll be back before that. She has a wedding. Her uncle's getting married in Wisconsin, but that's going to be July 2nd. So we were going to ask for permission to leave the state for that.
what are you studying?
I'm an acting major.
Did you graduate high school here? In Ann Arbor?
No, sir.
Where?
I went to Interlochen Arts Academy. It's near Traverse City.
I know where it is. Everybody thinks I just crawl from under a rock and just put on a robe and come in. I know where it is. So that tells me that there's a lot of talent there, right?
I hope so.
Valedictorian.
They know so, right? So I'm sure your parents have probably asked you, what happened here?
I don't want to approach my statement with making excuses. I have had anxiety since I was born, really, but I was diagnosed with it when I was in 6th grade. And I was having a particularly difficult time, and I believe I just wasn't thinking and made a mistake.
Been doing this a long time, and so when young people particularly appear before me, sometimes I'm trying to figure out, why are you here? And Why do you think you got caught? I'll let you answer and then I'll give you the answer. But why do you think you got caught? That's a hard question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll tell you why I think you got caught. I don't think you were raised to be a criminal or a thief in any respect whatsoever. You don't know how to commit a crime. That's why you got caught. Okay. And the important thing for you, I'll just take a little bit of time because I can tell when you walked up here, you were nervous as all could be, right? There's this crazy guy named Simpson up here, and there's no telling what he'll do, right? I bet you were asking your attorney over and over, what's he like? What's he going to do? Right?
I mean, no.
No,
I
you didn't
Googled
ask
you, but
What'd you say?
I Googled you.
I'm not going to ask you what you found, right? You know, it's that day and age. If I want to know, I'm not asking my attorney. I'm just going to Google it. Whatever you do, and you still got to go through the sentencing process and everything else. But I think it's important. You just finished your second year. And out of all of this whole thing, people at times make a lot of mistakes, right? And what you can't do is let this define who you are. There's not a person in this room that hasn't made a mistake that if they could go back, they'd like to do something different, right? But it won't define who you are. Okay? You got that? You didn't expect to have this conversation, did you?
No.
You're not crying, are you? What's wrong?
I just do when I get nervous.
Am I making you nervous?
Well,
Well, what?
I mean, the whole, not you particularly.
Just the whole thing, right? Okay. You'll make it through all of this, all right? You just kind of walk it through. There'll be some things for you to do, but it looks like you and your family got a head start on a lot of stuff. And you'll make it through. At some point then later in life, you'll look back and you'll try to figure out why the heck I did that, and maybe even get a little bit of a chuckle out of it in some way. Okay. So what kind of arts do you do?
A theater.
You're a theater.
Mhm.
Really? So acting.
Yeah.
Probably good that you were with a bunch of lawyers. Seems all we do anyway, right? All right. Okay, young lady, you take care of yourself. All right.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. And you just want me to give you a copy of that certificate from her class at sentencing? Or would you like a copy? I have it.
Well, I'll tell you what, on your way out, you can start the process. You can stop down at my probation department. They'll be on your left on the way down. And if you have a copy of the certificate, you could, if they'll take it right now, you can give it to them.
Okay.
Right now.
Good morning.
State your name, please.
My name is Amy Hudson, AMEE. Last name's Hudson, HUDSON.
All right, go ahead.
So on August 31st, you changed my life forever. You made the decision to get behind the wheel of a car drunk. You drove into the back of my car. I was sitting at a stoplight. Not only did you drive drunk, but you were speeding. I will never forget the sound that haunts me to this day. By throwing me around in the car like I weighed nothing after the pressure of your vehicle blew out the back tire sitting in the driver's seat, which broke, by the way, along with the seatbelt. The airbags burning into me and the pain. I honestly don't remember much about getting out of the car, except for the look on the passerby face. The driver's door was broken. It took both of us to get me out. He stood there with tears running down his face, telling me not to swallow due to the blood pouring from my mouth and face. From my nose and mouth, excuse me. The pain from my left side and hip was worse than pain I'd ever described, that I could not even realize I was bleeding, burned on my elbow. My left hand was completely damaged. I end up going to the same hospital, to the same ER as you. You did not know it, but I was in line in front of you. As I cried in pain, I listened to you laughing and joking with the officers. Not once did you ask about the other driver or what you did or what was going on. There was no remorse. For nearly 7 weeks, I was on crutches. This did not include the 7 days beforehand that I was completely bedridden. I cannot drive past that street without shaking. If someone comes up behind me too fast at a stoplight, it's hard for me to even breathe at times. You did this to me. You made the choice to drive drunk. The permanent effects from this vehicle accident that I have to live with the rest of my life, just to state a few, I have permanent scars from the burns from the airbags. I will never get to feel what it feels like to put a ring on my buddy finger again. It is damaged to be unfixed. I walk with a limp. I have permanent damage done to the side of my face, to the right side of my face. I have permanent damage done to the left side of my whole body that will never be able to be repaired. After grueling months of physical therapy, which I'm still going through, multiple surgeries, I will never get any of that time back. The only income that came out of this was that I learned one thing about the justice system, and that is that they're not always your friend. The victims are the ones that pay, and the criminals are the ones that are made to look like the heroes. I have fought every single day for my voice to be heard. I have fought every day for the insurance companies, for justice to be served as today, and for you to be sentenced for this. I am asking for the court to give you the highest recommendation can be, including having it be to where anytime you get into a vehicle, you have to blow. I'm also asking for the restitution, which does not even cover half of what I've lost or what I've had to pay for. It's only for what I could find the receipts for of the rental vehicles and for the towing, which is $2,700, I believe $40.21. Thank you.
Well, first of all, I have $2,720.80.
I did not have the amount in front of me.
Oh,
Is the reason why I was saying that. I did not have that. And that does not include, that's only the receipts I could find of the rental. I had a loaner vehicle. So that's what I was driving. So while the insurance companies were fighting, I had to rent a vehicle until he could get his money back. And then he proceeded to work on my vehicle. So but that was.
are you telling me that there's additional restitution?
Yes, there is, but I'm not charging for that because I could not provide the receipts. I only had until May 7th. And unfortunately, one of the places that I rented the vehicles from closed their doors at the end of last year. So I was not able to get the original, the receipts for that one.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to make a direct apology to Ms. Hudson.
You may.
May I turn and face her?
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I take full responsibility. And I'm so sorry for the damage that I caused to you and to the hurt that I caused to you. If I could take it back, if I could undo it, I would. I would completely undo it. I will never do anything like this again. I'm sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
And is there anything you want to tell the court before I impose?
Same, Your Honor. Sorry, and I'm deeply regretful. I've learned from this. I think about this every single day. I do have complete remorse. I do have complete regret. And I intend to never repeat anything like this experience again.
This is not a serious misdemeanor as defined by statute. However, believes there are reasonable grounds to depart from the presumption of a non-probationary sentence. The alcohol screening and assessment identifies the benefit of outpatient treatment, AA meeting attendance, and monitored abstinence from all intoxicants. Therefore, the court will follow the recommendation of probation for a probationary sentence with the stated rehabilitative goals to promote change, prevent recidivism, and to monitor compliance of recommended treatment. So therefore, the sentence of the court, I will place you on 18 months probation. You're to pay $855 fines and court costs, $100 prosecution recovery costs, $100 police agency recovery costs, $540 probation oversight fees, $2,720.82 restitution that is payable to Amy Hudson, but that is payable through the court. What can you pay today?
We're prepared to pay that in full today.
Pardon?
We are prepared to pay in full today, Your Honor.
Everything today?
Yes,
All
sir.
right. And you do have then the restitution in cash, correct?
Yes, sir. We
Okay, very good. All right, all of that is payable today. There is to be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance. You'll be subject to random testing as requested by probation. You are to complete the non-farm outpatient program, including all aftercare recommendations with status reports to probation.
Yes, Your Honor.
You are to attend one AA meeting per week with monthly verification to probation. You're to provide proof of the victim's impact panel attendance to probation that has, to my understanding, been completed.
Your Honor.
I will continue to scram tether for an additional 30 days in lieu of 4 days in jail. I'll order 93 days in jail. Credit 1, the balance is suspended.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.